to show you how to do a full front brake job on your car. And interestingly enough, I'll be using tools, brake parts, and even gloves that I purchased on eBay. Because I like using quality tools and parts, but I don't like paying too much for them. Now when doing a brake job, you got to jack the car up in the air. I'm using this big red jack because it's a low profile jack. New cars are low to the ground, you need a low jack. Now this car has a tow hook on it, so we'll jack it up on the tow hook. That's a nice safe place to jack it up on. Then we'll get the jack stand and put it under the solid metal piece right here. And we'll take off the wheel. Off it goes. Now the first thing we do, you get a ratchet in the socket and take the bolts that hold the caliper out. Hit it with your hand and unscrew it. Then after you remove the bottom bolt too, you slide the caliper up and out of the way. Now since this vehicle has over 234,000 miles on it, we're going to change the brake rotors too. Because I can feel they're warped just by putting my hand and feel it go up and down. Now to get the caliper off, we have to take the whole brake assembly off. It's a 17mm bolt, and we're going to use a wrench like this because they're tight. We put it on the bolt behind that holds the caliper in place and whack it with a hammer. Those hold-down bolts are on tight, so hitting it with a hammer will loosen it, then you can do the rest with your bare fingers. Then once you get the bottom bolt off too, the whole bracket comes off and you can get the rotor off. And this thing's been on so long, we're going to whack it off with a hammer again. And off it comes. Now I'm putting on new C-Tech rotors, and for one main reason. They're finished and they don't need any cleaning, they just bolt right on. You don't have to do anything to them but put them on. So we just put it on. They get the caliper bracket and bolt that on. And make sure they're real tight by putting on the wrench. And then whacking it with a hammer a few times to make it super tight. Then it's time to put on the new pads. Now I've been using Akebono pads for a long time, but I just started buying them on eBay when I found out they sold them. Now before you put the pads on, you get a little of this brake grease and put it on the ears so they slide better. I've been using the Stay Lube synthetic grease for years. Then you just slip the brake pads in their little holes, you snap in place, you do the outside and the inside, then get a big pair of pliers and squeeze so that the piston goes back into its hole. Then slide the brake caliper all back on and bolt it back in place. You'll want to make sure it doesn't come off too. And of course when you're done with this side, do the other side. You change them out in pairs. So the next time your car needs a brake job, why not do it yourself with a little help from eBay? And remember, if you've got any questions, just visit the Scotty Kilmer channel.